Welcome back to the Celtics Nation Rise account. I'm Griffin Aldrich. Alongside me, we got Andrew Quinn and Carl McDonald. And oh my gosh, you guys, Jason Tatum is back. CNR pregame live. I gotta say, we just filmed a whole hour-long podcast about Jason Tatum coming back and everything. So, go tune into that. You heard Carl and I's takes and Daniel's takes. So if you guys are going to tune into that, either tune into that after the game or tomorrow or something. We talked all about Jason Tatum, but make sure to tune in for this very special moment. But also, with that being said, you guys see the tweet. We pulled it up earlier. Jason Tatum is back, and he is available for the Boston Celtics. Oh my gosh, you guys. I can't even fathom it. Like you see right here, Jason Tatum returns after torn Achilles. We were so devastated when we originally went down with this news, but he is back and better than ever. So I'm gonna slide it over to Andrew really quick, and let's hear your thoughts because you weren't on the podcast, and then we'll slide it over to Carl, and then we're gonna break down the game for you guys. But Andrew, I'm letting you take it over for a second and hear your thoughts because again, let's go.
That's all I gotta say. Anything's possible, man. I mean, Jason Tatum just turned a torn Achilles injury into 9 months. I mean, probably one of the quickest turnarounds for this type of injury in history. And credit to the doctors and credit to the athletic training staff for just continuously building him up, giving him the attention he needs, and ultimately himself for staying consistent and day in and day out, giving full effort to come back tonight. I mean, every single step along the way led to this moment. So, congratulations to JT. As he would say, it's surreal, and it's crazy, man. I think this is going to go down as one of those games. Honestly, in the history books, I really do believe so. I mean, this is a story. This has story written all over it. Cooper Flagg, Jason Tatum. I mean, it's insane. I know we're gonna break it down later, but Jason Tatum, man, congrats, and let's see what he has tonight. I'm excited. Hopefully, he doesn't put too much pressure on himself, and he just goes out there and is grateful to be able to hoop again. I mean, that's really what he should be feeling at this moment in time. I mean, he hasn't been in a hoop for 9 months. So just getting on the court, being in front of the fans, that's really what he needs to focus on. And we can focus on his impact on this team a little later on. But I will tell you this, if he has a bad game and it doesn't necessarily pan out the way we want to tonight, it's not a picture perfect game for him, I will be the first one to come to his defense and tell you all that we got to give him some time, right? Ideally, he comes back and makes immediate impact and is already impacting and is already dropping 30, but we just don't know. And tonight is not going to be reflective of the entire season. And people need to get that in their head. And I'm also sick of the narrative of Jaylen Brown, Jason Tatum. They're going to figure it out. They always have, and they will tonight as well.
Oh, well said, Andrew. Well said. We'll slide it over to Carl. Carl, I know you talked about it a lot earlier, but if you wanted to add anything onto it, because I know we could be talking about this for hours. Geez, a pregame live and a podcast and a recap tonight after the game isn't even enough to talk about this day. I tell you what, but Carl, take it away.
Thank you, Griffin, and thank you, Andrew, for your words. Yeah, pretty much, when it comes to Jason Tatum returning tonight, yeah, as, he already discussed in a video that Ian had actually put out earlier today, Jason Tatum is coming back. It doesn't mean he's going to immediately pick up where he's going to leave off from. And of course, we're here to back up Jason Tatum, number 0 himself, in that because, again, he's coming off of one of the most devastating injuries that could happen to not any basketball player, or not just any basketball player, but any professional athlete ever. Again, we all remember where we were that day where he unfortunately suffered that injury. I was sitting right here watching the game myself, and it was a moment that I could not believe, happening to, not just one of the greater players in the league, but one of our, greatest players that we've, personally have watched and supported throughout all of these years. And just in general, somebody who's also been seen as a great man and a great person off the court, great person, a great son, and a great father having to go through something like this. But, in him going through something like this, again, as I talked about in the podcast, this should serve as some type of inspiration for anybody and everybody who has been following this story, anybody and everybody who will go on to learn about this story, the process that he went through from, again, getting that surgery 12 hours or 12 to 24 hours after the initial injury had occurred, to getting himself back into the gym and working out again months after the injury had taken place, to having to watch his team, unfortunately, on the bench, but still, finding a way to build up the chemistry behind the scenes, the things that we haven't been seeing, and really helping out his team as best as he can as a leader, even though he hasn't been on the court for 9 to 10 months. It is just great to see, Jason Tatum in this position. And once again, kudos and thank you to the doctor who performed the operation, his medical team for getting him to this point, his team in general, whether that be the organization, Nick Sang, his mother Brandy, of course, when you're talking about, the Boston Celtics as well too, everybody, and I would say even mainly Jaylen Brown, who has been carrying the load, and that's somebody that he has been close with for so long, even before they were picked up by the Boston Celtics in their respective draft classes. And of course, all thanks to the man above who got Jason Tatum back into this position and who's now preparing him for this brand new journey as a basketball player. Again, this is not going to be the same Jason Tatum that we were all used to. And that's the best thing about this. He knows it. You guys know it, and everybody else knows that number zero is coming back with a different, almost lease on life and lease on his career. And it should get everybody and anybody hyped and excited. And for those who are not hyped and excited, who are the complete opposite, should be worried because, again, this is a new Jason Tatum, and you guys are now going to have to feel that.
Got me
Yeah,
fired.
and if I could say something real quick too,
Yeah.
because you honestly inspired me and provoked a little more thought into it all. I mean, Jason Tatum tonight has the opportunity to turn something bad into something good and be a better player than he was before. I mean, like I said earlier, he's just grateful now to be able to play the sport of basketball. I mean, this game has been a part of him his entire life, from when he was young in St. Louis to when as he grew up and played at Duke and now in the Boston Celtics for a long time. I mean, he has never gone in his life without playing basketball. I mean, he stays in the gym. He injuries are far and few in between. And I mean, I don't want to like get sentimental about it or look too deep into it, but this is huge for Jason Tatum. I mean, this sport is part of him. It's who he is. He breathes it, and for him to not have it for a little time and now he's getting it back. I mean, let's not underestimate how big this is for him and who he is.
No, without a doubt. And I want to say this on my behalf, looking at it from the aspect of Tatum, yesterday and the day before being questionable, to today now officially being active. And I gotta say, it's so funny how like I even mentioned on the podcast earlier how you guys gotta check out episode 89 after how Spencer, like kind of when we asked him the question, he was like, "Oh, he's questionable." Like he knew, but we were talking about that. But on top of that, I have to say for Jason Tatum, and I think it's time, maybe let's get into the game a little bit, talk about it. Because minutes restriction wise, nothing yet. Apparently from ESPN, they said no minute restriction, but I think they're just going off of Joe Mazzulla saying, I have no idea. At his press conference, they're like, is there going to be a minutes restriction? And he said, I have no idea. So that's just a typical Joe Mazzulla, but I do want to give the injury report really quick. Out for the Dallas Mavericks, Kyrie Irving, Derek Lively, and Daniel Gafford and Marvin Bagley the third, and then obviously Cooper Flagg back there for his homecoming tonight. And the only other injury out for the Boston Celtics is Jordan Walsh with illness. Tatum is available. Other than that, a fully healthy Celtics team. Oh my gosh, you guys. It's just so funny because, every single time we faced the team prior to this, we could pull out the excuse, oh, we don't even have our number one superstar. But you just kind of like learn to live with it. Now it's like, he's back. Like, like we could shape shift and I just can't even fathom it. Oh, Andrew, you're muted, by the way.
I was just going to use that exact word. It's hard to fathom. I don't even until I see it on my TV screen.
It's going to be
it's kind of hard to believe still. It just doesn't make sense. This defies all odds, man. It's insane. And to now have Jason Tatum in your arsenal, and you mentioned that he's not on any minutes restrictions. I can see why, because Joe Mazzulla is not a type of guy that, I mean, obviously he listens to the doctors and he does all these things, but if Jason Tatum does start, I mean, if he just explodes immediately and starts just pouring in points, I mean, I don't see Joe Mazzulla being like, no, come on, let's go. Like, he's going to ride the momentum. He's going to say, Tatum, keep going, right? Like, let's go. Like, welcome back. I could see that happening tonight. I really could. I think Joe Mazzulla is a guy who wants to win basketball games. If Tatum is ready to play right now, I mean, he's developed. He's gone through the process. If he's ready to play right now, I mean, I just don't see why. I mean, I get it, minute restrictions wise. I understand the reasoning behind it all, but something tells me that minute restrictions does not apply to this guy, and I think he's going to refuse to. If there's none, then I don't see why.
And can I mention something, and then you go, Carl? But I think it's just kind of being determined, like Jason Tatum, if he's going out there, I think we could easily see him. He's getting the start. He's in the starting lineup. I think you could look at it from the perspective, all right, he's going out there, he's balling, say he's hitting shots, and then, he slows down a little bit. Joe Mazzulla pulls him out. How are you doing? Are you good? Da, da, da. Yeah, put me back in. We could see that. Or we could see, all right, the game, he's really not up to game speed yet. Got to pull him out for a little bit. But the thing is, Jason Tatum wouldn't have came back until he's 150% ready. And that's the thing. He must be at the point where he's so game ready that he is ready to be in the entirety of the game. I mean, I think we could look at that aspect. Or we could be at the part where, all right, there's a secret minutes restriction. It's just not going to be like named out there. It's just kind of how he feels and how he's feeling. I think that's what we could look at as well. But Carl, what do you want to add on to this?
No, absolutely. And kind of to your point about the whole, just in general, him returning, a lot of individuals, I guess, disguising, their concern for Jason Tatum. And this is something we talked about in the podcast too, about how they're like, oh, he's coming back too early. What are you guys doing and stuff? Guys, when it comes to coming back from an Achilles tear, that's like 9 to 12 months. Jason Tatum is just lucky enough to be in that, first part of that, coming back a little bit earlier, but not earlier than the recommended time to, come back out. Also, like we also mentioned too, we're not doctors. We're not doctors here. We're just, people spectating. We're just fans spectating and essentially allowing for us to see how this is all going to play out. And again, I think this plays out very well because again, he's not playing unless he's 110%, and that's according to, or 150%, 200, whatever. And that's not until, the doctors say so. And again, Jason Tatum himself is also very much comfortable with being on the court, as you, of course, have mentioned, Griffin, as well. So it's just like, this is something that we have to understand and, really take, just because, hey, if the medical team is really on this, then we have to take this seriously.
Yeah, I mean, not to mention the Instagram doctors out there, the social media doctors that are commenting he's coming back too early. A lot of those guys are on a, and I guess you could go both ways, right? You could come at us for saying that we're not, we're biased because we're like, oh, Tatum's coming back, I'm fired up, like he's gonna be fine, he's gonna be good, and we're just uber confident and we're excited. So I could see that, but a lot of those Instagram doctors, let's be honest, are because they're a little afraid that Jason Tatum is coming back into the East for a Celtics team that's already pretty damn good. I mean, let's be honest. Let's put it how it is.
No, without a doubt. Without a doubt. And I gotta mention this, and this is one thing I want to say off of you as well. Um gotta love Ron Harper Jr. fan
Yeah,
page.
screw Tatum, bro. It's Ron.
And Tatum,
It's
I
Ron
guess.
season. It's always Ron season.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. I gotta say this too. And Andrew, this was from your opening statement, and I want to kind of piggyback off of it as well. If Tatum does not perform how he's doing, because I have people that already texted me. Shout out to Jaden. He probably isn't even watching this, but I went to high school with him. But he texted me. He's like, "Oh, Tatum tonight's gonna have 30 points, 5 rebounds, 7 assists." The thing is, I don't expect Tatum to have a huge night tonight. Maybe he does. Maybe he doesn't skip a beat since the New York season. And geez, comes out and shoots, has 40 points. Like, would that shock the hell out of me? Yes. But is it possible? Totally possible. But I think realistically tonight, you're going to see Jason Tatum getting his feet warm. But at the same time, I mean, we came into the season saying that the Celtics were going to be a number 6 seed at the best, and they're a number 2 seed. We came into the season saying Jason Tatum might not even return. I mean, all of these things we've been talking about and discussing. It wouldn't shock me if Jason Tatum comes out there tonight and shoots a 30 ball. I mean, well, we're going to see, but so I mean, I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. And so we just talked about the minute restriction. According to ESPN, from what I saw on Instagram, I don't think he is. And I love this one. Give him 4 games in the 40s will start. You're right. You're right. But when Joe Mazzulla talked about it, he said, I have no idea. But you guys have anything you want to add on to, like, and then we'll really tone into the game. We'll
Yeah,
tone
right. We still got a game to play. And
Yeah,
this is interesting to think about too. Like, what is the Celtics team looking like right now with all this hype, right? How is Joe Mazzulla keeping their focus on what's most important and winning a game tonight against Cooper Flagg, who's going to get a lot of attention from these main fans, right? Like, who knows kind of what the energy in the Garden's going to feel like? You already mentioned that, Griffin. I mean, this is a game you want to win. You don't want Cooper Flagg coming in here and everyone's getting hoorah and feeling excited. Oh, main talent, like, obviously it's exciting. I won't lie, but you just don't want that. And so you still want to win a basketball game. And I think this is a good test for these guys. I think it really is. And I think Joe Mazzulla is going to be tested from a coaching standpoint tonight on how do you still win a basketball game. Like, when it comes down to it, that's what it is. And I'm sure Tatum feels that way too. But I mean, you can't help but get caught up in all of this noise and excitement. I mean, it's inevitable, but once that ball tips off, it's over. We're right back into it.
Without a doubt. Do you want to add anything onto that, Carl, before we get into the game talk?
No, yeah, just something quick. Yeah, like Andrew talked about, you don't want to get too caught up into the noise. This Dallas Mavericks team has the complete opposite record that we currently have. But understand the fact that you're playing against Cooper Flagg, one of the best, arguably the best rookie in this season. As somebody that you really want to pay attention to. And of course, for him, this is somewhat of a homecoming as, a fellow New Englander. You want to be on the lookout for that. And this is something that's not only going to, of course, test the Celtics, as, Andrew, again, had alluded to, but also, in our last matchup that we had against the Hornets, a team that we thought, hey, we could potentially beat there, couldn't unfortunately get the job done. So you can't get caught up with a situation like this. Yes, it is great. Yes, it's already going to, take up a lot of the attention. But at the same time, we still got a game to play. We still got to win our 42nd game and prepare for the stretch of games that we have against the Cavs, the Spurs, and of course the champions, the OKC Thunder.
Right, yeah. Right. I mean, today you play kind of a little sloppy tonight, and now you're playing sloppy the next game. And I mean, all these games matter, right? And obviously you just move on to the next, but I'm not really concerned about it because of who Joe Mazzulla is. and how I've harped on it the entire season, and he's my coach of the year candidate, eliminating all bias. I mean, I mean it. He sets these guys' intentions on what's most important and make sure they win basketball games. So tonight, I don't think it's going to be any different.
No, without doubt. And now this is my Cooper Flagg statement. I haven't been taught. You guys have to be proud of me because, obviously going into this, if Tatum wasn't playing, I think there would be a lot more Cooper Flagg talk in me. But I'm going to give a little Cooper Flagg now because I feel like during the podcast, Carl, you're my witness too. I think I did pretty good. I think I mentioned him like twice, and it was like, oh, because Jason Tatum's facing Cooper Flagg. I didn't mention a
I
lot,
don't
right?
even remember you mentioning him.
Exactly. So
Wow.
I have to say this. The one thing that's gonna be weird is Tatum's gonna get the huge standing ovation. Tatum and obviously Celtics fans in there. But it's gonna be so weird because every time Cooper Flagg's gonna score, you're gonna hear cheering in the Garden without a doubt. Without a doubt. So it's just crazy. But you look this off as well, and you look at the whole Jason Tatum thing and the Cooper Flagg thing. Cooper Flagg again. He's from Maine. He's from New England. Brian Scalabrine is the one who really found this guy and brought him and gave him his shine. So this is a New England guy, and this is a guy who, I mean, if you look, I'm gonna open up my phone really quick, and it's gonna take me 2 seconds. We're gonna find a picture of him in Celtics gear. I mean, he's been a Celtics fan his whole life. I mean, look at this right here, Cooper Flagg. Cooper Flagg right there. Again, Cooper Flagg right there. Celtics, Celtics, Celtics. I mean, he was always a Celtics fan. You look at that. So it's not only just excitement about Jason Tatum, but Cooper Flagg making his homecoming just where he was at. And it's just so surreal because, again, I'm sure you guys heard the story, but I played high school sports like 20 minutes, not 20, like 45 minutes away from Cooper Flagg. And that was a team we faced. I faced Nokomis in football, and I make a joke every time. I was outside playing football, and he was in the gym shooting hoops. Maybe he was even watching my game for all I know. I mean, who knows, you guys? Who knows? But it's just so surreal, and I don't think Tatum's gonna wipe all of Ron's minutes off. I'm sure we'll
I
still see.
don't know. We might see him a little more back in Maine.
I don't know. Don't get him scared. I
No,
know
I'm
no
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
from David. No minutes restriction is. I know.
Man, I always love that logo, David. It's a
I
great logo.
I have to say though, I bet there's some secrets. I guarantee there's like maybe it's like just a hush hush minute restriction. I'm sure there probably is,
It's
but
gonna make the people happy.
yeah. Do you guys have anything you want to mention about Cooper Flagg? And then we'll get into game predictions. What do you got, Andrew? And then we'll go to Carl.
No, I mean, really, really cool. I've got a lot of friends up here in Maine that have had some sort of connection, whether they've played him in a tournament or watched him in high school. And it's crazy. When I got here in Maine, it was, let's see, it was 2022, right? So Cooper Flagg wasn't even on the map yet. I mean, he was slightly, but it was more in Nokomis, I'm pretty sure, where he just had like a crazy title game. And I'm hearing Cooper Flagg all the time, and I'm like, who's this Maine dude? Like, who really cares, right? And then as I grew in Maine and spent more time here, he started to slowly progress and find himself and make a name for himself. So it's really crazy, and it's so interesting to see that path and just how I came to Maine and somehow align with that path. It's very interesting.
Yeah, what do you got for us, Carl?
Honestly, prior to him getting into the NBA, I don't watch too much of college basketball, but it's definitely great to see one of our own as a New Englander, being able to not only get to the NBA but play at such great and elite level. And again, this is only his rookie year. He's playing very well, and I feel like he has made the Dallas Mavericks his team, and is definitely going to be a great contributor for that team's success. almost in a similar way to, Luka, when he was on the team, and, Dirk Nowitzki before him. I feel like he will essentially be that legend, coming up, for those guys. Of course, it's way too early to tell, but the potential is, really very much showing. And, if certain things, occur, if certain things happen, he could, find himself winning Rookie of the Year. But if not, this is still a really good, Rookie of the Year performance by one Cooper Flagg. And it is just great to see him, coming back to the New England area and doing battle with Jason Tatum, somebody who's also very much revered here. And even greater that, of course, tonight with Tatum's return, everybody's going to be celebrated and all this and that. And jokes here too, minus Kyrie Irving, who of course is not playing, I have nothing against him, but every time he's in Boston, it's not good.
That'd be so funny if Kyrie was here tonight, because it'd be back and forth. It'd be boo. Tatum gets the ball. It's yeah. Kyrie gets the ball. Boo. It'd be insane.
And Cooper Flagg gets the shot.
I mean, yeah.
Yes.
I don't even know how that would all work. So.
No, I always give the speculation. I feel like the Cooper Flagg narrative is like the Curry narrative. Like, oh, he's from North Carolina, he's going to come to the Hornets one day. I feel like the Cooper Flagg narrative is like, oh, maybe he'd be a Celtic one day. There's always free agency.
That's a lot of money, man. I don't know if we can afford all that.
No. I obviously that's a.
If we keep the same, and I ideally we keep Brown and Tatum as long as possible, right? Like, man, that's a tough contract to sign.
Maybe Deuce and Cooper Flagg will be playing.
We'd have to be playing 3v5 out there.
that Carl like that one. Deuce and Cooper Flagg going to be on the same team.
Also, 3v5 is valid.
Yeah, they'd be playing 3v5, bro, with like a couple of scrubs.
Yeah. But for the Celtics tonight, the starting lineup, you guys want to hear it? Derek White tonight for the Celtics, along with Jaylen Brown, Sam Hauser, Jason Tatum, and Neemias Queta. That sounds so surreal. So surreal.
What if Jason Tatum, what if they put him in and then just sub him out right away?
I mean,
that could happen. That could happen.
Andrew, it really wouldn't shock me if that did happen, though. It really wouldn't. Like,
no, it actually wouldn't. But let's hope that doesn't happen.
Yeah, but I gotta say too, what do you guys think? Just a little quick prediction, a stat line prediction. Obviously, we're gonna come on the recap and discuss it as well. But a little, sneak peek. What do you guys think Tatum's stat line looks like tonight? Andrew, we'll start off with you. Go to Carl and back to myself.
Thinking like a little calm, 15, 5 and 4 maybe, 15 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. I think tonight he's gonna be able to create though on the offensive end. I still think you can't. He's Jason Tatum. I don't care if he's injured or not. You can't leave that man open, right? So he's going to create more spacing for the Celtics team, no matter what. Either if he's a decoy, he's going to be able to potentially create a little double teams and move the ball off of that. And he's had plenty of time to study film. Let's be honest, right? He probably knows all these schemes. He probably knows all these defensive matchups, patterns. I think his creativity is going to be at another level tonight. So I think he's going to be able to potentially make some plays on the offensive end from a distributing aspect.
Yeah. What do you got for us, Carl? What do you think stat line looks like?
Yeah, like Andrew said, and I pointed out in the podcast as well too, I say he has 15 points and could find himself getting 10 rebounds as well and 5 assists, ending with a double-double, near triple-double, definitely helping out mainly on other ends that isn't offensively, because again, when we lost him and didn't have him for the majority of the season, again, we were missing rebounding, we were missing playmaking, and additional defense that could have helped us out even more. So definitely I feel like he's going to be productive mainly on those ends, but he's also going to really show his productivity on the offensive end too. He could potentially find himself having more assists as well, as he's already a great playmaker. So yeah, definitely I see him ending the game with a double-double, near triple-double.
I'm gonna go around the same route. I think assists are gonna be high tonight for Jason Tatum. I think around the realm of, I think lowest maybe 13 points, but maybe around 15 to 20 we could potentially see from Tatum again. Maybe he shocks us. Maybe he comes out and gets a CNR MVP. Imagine.
I wouldn't put it past him, dude. You can't put it past. I mean, look at this recovery. You can't put anything past him.
Let's
You really
make a deal
can't.
though. Let's make a deal tonight. No bias. Like if he really affects the game tonight, we give him like even if
Agreed.
the Celtics win, obviously. But if he goes out there like 15 points, all right. Like it was just like kind of like Celtics up by 30. He's out there shooting threes.
I also just hope they win tonight.
I
What do
agree.
you guys think
You and
about
me
tonight?
both.
Like,
Yeah,
what do you think about just
let's
the
go
game
with it.
itself? I mean,
Right.
you listed off that injury, that list of guys out, Griffin. Big man wise, they're lacking a little. I mean, I think
Can
you know,
can I
yeah,
go with something really quick? I
yeah.
think this is a game that you can't underestimate. Like
No,
if you
certainly
go in
not.
there like thinking, all right, this is gonna be a blowout, like you can't, you have to, and you remember this quote, Andrew. I don't know if I think this was before Carl joined, but my big thing, you have to keep your foot on the gas pedal. That's one
Especially
thing.
a game like tonight where like emotions are
Especially
high. I think honestly, I think it's inevitable in this game that it's going to be close. I really do. I
with
think
that,
so. I
I don't
just think because
blowout.
of what is the atmosphere, what it's going to be like it's going to have this playoff feel to it.
Mhm.
Guys are going to be a little tense here and there. You're going to be trying to get used to Tatum on the floor. Like I wouldn't be surprised if this game kind of comes down to the wire. And I think the Celtics have an opportunity to attack the big men and kind of and they got a younger core of big men. So can we put them in? Can we put them into pick and roll action? Can we create advantages from that side of things? But man, I wouldn't underestimate this team, and I wouldn't underestimate what Cooper Flagg is capable of, especially with the hype behind him. I mean, this game is not something you go into just hey, we got it.
Yeah, and I gotta show one thing really quick, and then I'll give it over to Carl and you, Andrew, for final scoring predictions for the Celtics as a whole. But I was looking through the IG really quick, and look at this starting lineup. You guys are gonna. It's just
Wow.
it's just so crazy. It's just so crazy. But Andrew, give it to us bluntly. What do you think
Yeah.
final score is going to be?
121 to 112.
121, 112. All right, I like it. What do you got for us, Carl?
Probably like a 124, 113 ish. Yeah.
I'm around the route of Mavs 113, one Celtics like 118 will go. I think, because that's the thing. I think it's going to be a lot closer. Could they have a blowout? I think the Celtics could blow them out, but they just need to have their heads in the right spots. Obviously there's going to be a lot of excitement. Your superstar's back, but you just got to keep your head in the game. But let's go around really quick. Final thoughts before we close out, because we want to send you guys to the broadcast. I wish we were broadcasting it. Geez, that would have been a fun time. But ESPN, and then after, you guys could head over here to the Celtics Nation Rise account for the recap. So make sure to do that as soon as the game is over. But final thoughts, predictions, stats, or anything you want to say before the game tonight. Andrew, we'll start off with you. Go to Carl and back to myself.
Anything's possible.
I like that, man. And just let's realize right now what we have right now. We now have two superstars who are at the same level. They're at the same spot. These guys are both perennial all-stars and Hall of Famers. We have two of those guys. That's it.
What do you got for us, Carl?
Again, emotions are high, as you two gentlemen have mentioned. And one of those things, too, the Dallas Mavericks obviously want to come out with this win, but also I feel like, want to spoil this, night for Tatum and Boston Celtics fans. I feel like when you're going up against the competition and one of their players, especially their best player, returns.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yes. Yep. The level of competition these individuals are going through each and every single night. You want to say, hey, we did that. You can't do anything against us. So being able to hold that over them is something that the Dallas Mavericks want, but we cannot allow for that to happen, especially with Klay Thompson playing too, because for some reason, he turns into the Klay Thompson of old when he's playing against us in our home. Maybe it's that 2022 championship, something, I don't know. But yeah, basically they have something to prove as well too, especially with them having one of the best rookies in the NBA today.
I love that. I agree, and I didn't even think about that, and I wish I did. I think that is so smart. I think you should. I'm sure if Joe Mazzulla didn't say it, he should have. Like they're gonna want to spoil this night. Like they don't want. They're gonna try to crash this party and make it theirs. So
Without a
you gotta
doubt.
be
Without a
prepared.
doubt. My final thoughts for this, again, Tatum coming back, set expectations. Don't set expectations too high. Like, again, he's coming back from a long awaited thing, but I just can't even fathom that he is back, and I am excited for it. And we are going to give you guys coverage after the game as well here on the Celtics Nation Rise YouTube channel. But with that being said, you guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe and turn on post notifications to be notified every time we upload. And tune in after the game for the CNR recap. We will see you guys soon. Peace, you guys.
Peace. Let's go Celtics.
Let's go.